This is Shoshi. She is a fashion creator who became like an accidental internet meme, and then from that she created a $100 a month fashion course. One person bought it. Just one. Her name is Morgan. She is also a creator, and she posted like this very scathing review of the course, and it went very viral. And ever since then, Morgan and Shoshi have been in this huge internet war, going back and forth against each other. Morgan claims that it's a scam. Shoshi claims that Morgan never even took the course in the first place. Both of them actually have very valid receipts and accusations. So the question is, who's the red flag? Oh. Let's find out. But first, in order to fully understand the whole story, we need to go back in time a little bit to 2021. At this point, Shoshi was just an everyday creator posting fashion tips to a modest audience. And then one day she posted this video, and it was electrifying. It was groundbreaking, thought-provoking. It changed her life, and it changed everybody's life.
Do you think an outfit can be pink and intense? No. If you like this, hit the plus sign.
Sorry, I snapped my fingers on accident. What did I miss? Quite a bit. Her account blew up overnight. She got 5.8 million views on the video and a lot of comments from very, very interested people. Stuff like, I rewatch this at least once a week. Gosh, that was intense. I often come back to this. I'm so confused, but yeah, get it, girl. And when you're a creator and you've just discovered this brand new thing that's actually working, it's a rush of endorphins and motivation. So you just start posting a lot. And that's what Shoshi did. And she gave us just a lot of gems in the fashion world, like this one about how she elevates, casual outfits.
Now, if I was to stick to just this lip balm, it would feel way too casual for me. Or a nude lipstick, again, too casual. So what I want to do is elevate it with a red lip, but instead of using this Bobbi Brown, which has a slightly brighter shade, we are going to use the Lancome. It's darker, it's deeper, it has going out in the evening vibes. Straight away, it creates a whole new feel to the look.
This video was an emotional experience for people. People's lives were touched, and they really felt like they just learned something incredible. Like this person, I'm very drunk right now and this is making me so emotional. I love you and you look incredible. Not even trolling. The lipstick did its thing. I'm so high. Is this so inspirational? A lot of people were also torn because they couldn't quite tell whether or not Shoshi was aware that the comments were actually ironic. But nevertheless, Shoshi became an internet superstar. People were clamoring just to be in the presence of Shoshi's magic.
Today is the day of the meet and greet.
And I can't play the audio on this second video due to music copyright, but people were just, screaming her name. They were starstruck. Another thing that happens when you reach the next level of your content creator career, you turn it into a business. And that's what Shoshi tried to do. And it was a catastrophic disaster. So fast forward a little bit to 2026, this year. By this point, Shoshi has developed a following of 400,000 plus people on TikTok. She has built a brand and a name for herself. People know who she is. And still, to this day, people are just waiting with bated breath every time she posts a fashion video. Every time she posts, she gets a comment saying stuff like, I just fell to my knees in Kmart. I don't know if that's a good example. I don't think Kmart's around anymore. I just fell to my knees in Toys R Us. I don't think they're around anymore either. Anyway, she's been seeing these kind of comments for years, and she knew she needed to finally capitalize on the moment and share her expertise and her knowledge with the world. So she decided to make a fashion course.
I am finally ready to let you in on what it is that I've been building, and it's called Her New Standard. You transform your wardrobe to make getting dressed and looking your best easy every day. And where you start living the life that you want now instead of waiting and hoping for it.
This course was advertised to consist of weekly videos and a weekly discussion, so it wasn't like a pre-planned or pre-recorded thing. But a few days after the launch, Shoshi posted a video announcing that only one person had signed up for the course.
I have one person in there, and I actually loved what I was doing. this week, last week, I really loved it. But I need the interaction.
But rather than dissolve the course and change her marketing strategy up a little bit, Shoshi said, you know what? I'm going to give this one person my all. I'm going to give her my everything, dude. Which has to be hard, you know, because when you're teaching, I imagine your instinct is to use a lot of plural language when you're addressing your class. Hey, guys. Hey, girl. Well, today is syllabus day, as you as you probably know. All right, lady. Well, the point of this course is, I'm so sorry. That sounded so rude. I stopped myself from saying ladies and gentlemen, and I somehow made it worse. Are you okay? Morgan, the lone attendee, is a YouTuber and a creator and an actual fan, for real fan of Shoshi. She really likes what she does. She's very interested in taking the course. So she did it, and then she posted this review of it.
I'm the only person that paid for Shoshi's course, and I want to talk about it. It's been 2 weeks now, and nothing has happened. I genuinely have a love for Shoshi's content that I think a lot of people don't have. And when I saw that she was selling a course, nobody signed up for her last course, I was like, I just want to see what's going on. She said with her last course, there was over 100 videos. She had worked so hard on it and nobody signed up. So I was like, okay, well, she obviously has something to provide. I was supposed to be getting weekly videos. I was supposed to be getting like daily discussion posts, but she's only posted in there a couple of times.
People actually have a lot of negative opinions that have built up about Shoshi over the past 5 years of her career. So in the comment section of this video, a lot of people claim that she's a Zionist, she's racist, she supports Charlie Kirk, she doesn't support feminism, all of this stuff. And after this review was posted, she earned another title, Scammer. But Morgan actually received quite a bit of criticism herself from people in the comments saying that she didn't even take the full course. She didn't give it the time that it needed to formulate a complete opinion. Oh, Morgan! Morg! So Morgan posted a really long behemoth 41-minute response video. And in this video, she posted a bunch of receipts and additional details.
I was promised weekly videos. I got one video. Daily voice notes. You sent voice notes, I want to say, over 4 or 5 days. But it was like 20 voice notes in a day. That was a little bit overwhelming. Like I said, first 2.5 weeks, you've asked me to look at my wardrobe and assess it, take some clothing out that I don't wear, can't wear, whatever, and move the clothing that I want to try out and experiment with to the other side of my closet. That's all you've asked me to do.
Now, when you take a swing at someone's brand like this, they're going to swing back. That's exactly what Shoshi did. She posted this response video that painted Morgan's intentions in a very different light. And she came with her own receipts and her own accusations. And from here, an internet duel commenced. An Aaron Burr, Alexander Hamilton type of duel that only one person was going to walk away from. This video is sponsored by Stasis. So I've been taking Adderall for about 3 years now, and it's done its job, but nobody really warned me about the stuff that comes with it. The jitters, the wired but tired feeling, the 3 p.m. crash that'll wipe out your afternoon. So a few months ago, I decided to start doing something about it, because if I didn't, my whole business would fall apart. So I started taking Stasis alongside my stimulant, because it's made for people who take stimulants. There's a daytime capsule that supports steadier focus and calmer energy, and a nighttime one that finally helps me wind down and actually sleep. They've got an impressive formula that features ingredients like ashwagandha, L-theanine, and magnesium, and each batch is third-party tested for purity with full label transparency and no proprietary blends. They also list out every ingredient and the dosing directly on their site. Since I started taking Stasis, the afternoons just feel a lot more even to me now, and I'm not white-knuckling in at dinner trying to keep my eyes open anymore. So if you're ready to hold your stimulant to a higher standard, get some Stasis in your life. Scan the code on screen or tap the link in the description and use code Dustin15 for 15% off your first order. Thank you to Stasis for sponsoring the video. But first, she posted this TikTok story that I'm going to read to you real quick. I've just seen the video on this platform by the one person so far who had signed up for my membership. It's 3:16 a.m. I'm exhausted. I was somewhat devastated. I tend to be quite naive, although that's changed a lot since social media. With her initial polite words in the first video, I thought there was a chance that she had, for whatever reason, decided to post this publicly without negative intention. But I've seen the second video where she made it explicitly clear that she had been documenting her experience from the beginning, which tells me she had always had the intention of doing this. I don't want an internet drama, honestly, or back and forth, but I will post the message I sent to her, which will give you some of the specifics because she barely got involved. I assume she was just really busy and struggling with motivation, but clearly she was spending so much time trying to rip apart what I was doing in the YouTube video she said she made that she actually had no time left to actually put any effort into it. Devastated. My biggest fear in creating anything was always that it could be used like this by someone who would join with the intention of ripping it apart on social. Now that I've seen you posted a video, I must admit I'm a little confused. You said yourself you'd been, is the word you use, slacking, I think. I do recognize I should have kept a closer eye on things the last couple of days. However, before that, I was checking Voxer daily, and the voice notes were marked as delivered, not played. I had also been checking the community to see if you had participated in any of the recent threads, which you had not. And even when you posted the video, you still hadn't. You said there seemed to be no plan. I was creating a weekly plan, but I was hoping to create each following week based on what members wanted and needed the most, rather than me going off on a limb, creating something that might not be relevant to the people in there, which is why the interaction and participation was so important. It's true I didn't post as much as I usually intend to, only because it was not being received, used, or interacted with. I obviously didn't want to pressure you, but I did stress explicitly, not once, but across multiple voice notes and threads, that interaction was important, asking you to respond to the threads, get involved, and answer the questions. I did eventually hear from you in the video you linked after several days of silence and the voice notes not being played. Out of 8 threads, you only got involved in 2 of them. So if there was as little as you say, then responding to each small thread every day should not have been difficult. The other questions and sections were left unanswered. And it's really long, but she kept going and went on to say that she canceled Morgan's subscription and removed her from Voxer, which is a communication group app, and then removed her from Podia or Podia. I don't know how to say it, but it's basically like a place where you can use it to create courses. Shoshi also made a follow-up video basically saying that Morgan's lack of effort proved that really she only was intending to berate her course and just criticize it instead of actually taking it and trying it. And Morgan responded with another very long video, essentially taking some responsibility or accepting the fact that she was maybe a little bit brash with her response. At this point, it should have stopped right here, because right now you could give the benefit of the doubt to both parties. Morgan probably didn't give enough of an effort with the course. She was looking for some content perhaps, but she did have some fair points as well about how it was unprepared, it was all over the place, it was overwhelming, and maybe Shoshi was in over her head, didn't know what she was doing. Fine, move on. But it didn't stop here. A main point of criticism was the lack of weekly videos and discussions that were going on, to which Shoshi made a reply video about that.
She said that in order to have a course, you need to have course content. Now, this is quite funny to me because I feel like I've been sort of shouting and screaming from the rooftops. So every time anyone messages me and they're like, oh, tell me about your course, I'm like, it's not a course. It's actually a membership. A course is something where everything is like pre-done, you already have like videos or challenges, everything is already there. A membership actually does involve interaction.
Keep in mind, Shoshi marketed this as a course, not as a membership, but a course. The program that she uses, the Podia program, is for coaches and courses. So she knew what she was doing. Another main point of criticism is the price. 97 euros a month for this course, which is about $110 a month in USD.
The Soch is running away with it.
Kind of a lot for a weekly video and a weekly discussion about fashion.
The people wanted to know what this was, and the people can't afford it because it's an exorbitant amount of money, and the typical person who is working a 9-to-5, who is just scraping by to pay their fucking bills every month, can't afford this.
But then, in the heat of all of this criticism, people calling her a scam artist, a grifter, just an opportunist, she posts this. I've just joined PopCall. It's like Cameo, but for calls instead. I've often struggled with unpredictability, too much socializing, and I've had a fear of answering phone calls from unrecognized numbers. But what could possibly go wrong? Yeah, what could go wrong? What went wrong was that Shoshi decided that she was going to charge $7.50 per minute to talk to her on the phone, and $100 every time she sends you a message.
Ah! Well, shit.
People did not take too kindly to this venture because let's say you wanted to have a 30-minute phone conversation with the Soch It'd be about $225. I mean, that's about the cost of nosebleed tickets for like a concert these days. And she doesn't have overhead. She doesn't have a venue that she's performing at. She doesn't have, she didn't have any of that. The timing of this venture could not have been any worse. And so that's when the criticism just got insanely loud, to the point where Shoshi made this announcement that she was pulling the course, and then she was also removing the subscription tier of her podcast. Couple things I noticed. I went to her link tree because I wanted to see what else she was offering these days. Number one, the pop calls thing is still up. Didn't remove that, still going with that. Number two, there's also a link there that says apply to work with me. So I clicked on it, I scrolled to the bottom, and I saw this very interesting pricing tier. Let's read what it says. Which of these best describes the level of transformation and investment you're ready for? Breakthrough, 250 euros. Design your life intensive, 500 to 800 euros. Become her. Embody the version of yourself you dream of becoming, 1,500 to 3,000 euros.
Whoa! Ah!
Makes you think it's just a repackaged version of the course, and also a more expensive one at that. So who's the red flag in this situation? To me, Morgan, she could have done better with the review. She could have at least done most of the course, perhaps. I don't know, because maybe Shoshi just needed a minute to find her footing, and because this is something she had never tried before, so maybe she just needed a minute. Give her a chance. You're a fan, after all, right? But to me, the benefit of the doubt could actually be true in Morgan's case, because it could have been so much information up top that was just so disorganized and cluttered and nonsensical that she was just like, this is overwhelming. I can't. But what I don't understand is Shoshi's rates. I don't understand that. She doesn't have a long resume in the fashion industry. She's not a licensed professional, but she's charging as if she is. And I don't know how I feel about that. Now, if she hadn't done this pop call venture and then had put out the course for a reasonable amount, it would have been easy to be like, oh, well, maybe she's trying to be a business bitch. She's trying to get her brand going. She's trying to make a living doing something she really loves. And you can't hate that, even if the course itself was a little sloppy. And it's like, do you, girl? But to suddenly announce like the pop call thing, just the timing of it, it literally feels like she was just like, oh, so you guys think I'm a grifter? Huh? Well, you're right. So I also don't understand the racism and the Zionism, the support for Charlie Kirk. And I haven't looked into that enough just yet. But if that's all true, if that's all of that is true, if she said things that are derogatory, defamatory to others and stuff like that, goodbye. But I am no expert. I'm just a man with a flag and opinions. So let me know how you guys think. What do you guys think? Who's the red flag here? Are they both? Or is just one? Is it nobody? Just let me know. I'm curious. But we are not done. Click the box in the top left-hand corner and I'll tell you about another viral TikTok story where this woman called CPS on her own best friend. And it is just, it's something. It's something. That's my time. Toodles.